So this video is on arthritis, pain management, and joint protection. And one of the things that we kind of emphasize is how to manage your pain. So there's different ways you can get heat. You want heat for pain management. Ice is okay, but actually ice is not good for arthritis. So the colder your hands are, the more your pain is going to be in your joints. So there's different ways you can get heat to your hands. One way is a paraffin unit. It's kind of messy. You have to find a place for it. But my best recommendation is this heat mitt. So it's made by Medi Beads, and it's a hand wrap, and you can get them on Amazon. Medi Beads has couple of different sizes. This one's the hand wrap. There's a joint wrap that's a little bit larger, and you can actually bring it all the way up to your arms. But you throw this in the microwave, and any kind of microwavable hot pack is definitely beneficial for heat management and pain management for the joint. The other things that a lot of arthritis, especially for your thumb, there are splints that can be made and ordered online. This one's called a push splint, but we here at our hospital, we do make splints for our patients. And then this is a really nice soft one. It's made by North Coast. It's a Comfort Cool splint, and it's a very soft one. So I usually recommend that. It's waterproof, so you can wash it, often, or do it use it in the washing your dishes or something like that. So when you're having pain in your thumb, having some kind of support definitely helps with pain management. But the main thing that you need to do is how to use your hand correctly, so you're avoiding using the joints that are painful. We do have other videos that are out there that how to use your hand for all the activities, so you can refer to my YouTube videos on how to use your hands properly, but this is more on just joint protection. So there's four main principles we talk about. One, we want to use the strongest joints possible, and number two is spare the small ones, so they kind of combine together. So larger joints, spare the small ones. So that means that your fingers are the smallest joints, the palm of your hand is not too bad, up your forearm is best to hold things without your fingers, elbow and up to your shoulders. So for example, here's a bag, and if I hold it in my hands like this, then that's stressful to the fingers. But if I make it wide, then it's not. So building up the handle for things is definitely helpful. It takes the stress off your fingers. You can put it in the palm and your fingers are free, or you can put it way up here, or you can put it up to your shoulder. So the shoulder and the elbow are bigger joints, and that spares the small joints. So think bigger rather than small, okay? The other one is static holding. So a lot of us are using our cell phones now, and when you hold your phone with your thumb and your fingers, it's very stressful. So there are things out there that you can get, and this is just one of them. It's called a pop socket. There's a ring, and there's also a strap that can go on the back of your case, and that way you are not putting any stress to your fingers and your thumb. And then you're just holding it and doing something with the other hand. Again, you don't want to be using your thumbs to do text messaging. That is going to really bother your thumb joints if you have arthritis there. So avoid thumbs. Try to get something on the back of your phone so you're holding it with no stress to your hand. And you can also put it down, and then that's stress-free also, because you're not holding it at all, and you just use your speakerphone. So stress-free hands is hands-free. So try to be hands-free as much as possible. And holding a book is another static holding position. So you want to avoid statically holding a book like this. That's very harsh. So place the book either on the table, on your lap, on a pillow, on a book stand. Use your fingers flat, not curled up. You can put your hand flat like this, and that's another way of holding a book, so it's flat. But the best way to do it is not this way. It's hands-free or a light touch on an angle, on a book holder, or on a pillow, okay? Another thing that you want to do is try to build up the diameter of objects. So the fatter the object, the better. So if you have a pen that's tiny, that's going to put a lot of stress on your thumb as you're writing. You build it up. So these are two ideas of how to build it up. You can use foam. That comes in 3 different sizes. Or you can use this shelf lining and put a little rubber band around it, and that builds up the pen so that the tension is left, and really make sure that you're not holding the pen tight. But you can put this foam type of thing on anything. So here's a thin handle. You need to make it fatter. You can take this shelf lining and you can fold it in half, and you can roll up your toothbrush, and you can make it a much fatter holder so that you're not holding something thin, but you're holding something a little bit fatter. So it's easier on your hands when you're brushing your teeth to have something light and large rather than really tight, okay? So shelf lining works great for all sorts of things. We have even a knife you can put it on, spoons, spatulas, anything. But try to make sure that you get cooking utensils that are fatter. There are fatter objects, like from Good Grips. They make really nice handled, all sorts of utensils, and I recommend you getting one of those instead of having to build up your handle, but that's just an option. And then you want to make sure you're using the proper tools that take the stress off your hands and your thumb. So this is a spring-loaded easy action scissor made by Fisker. Again, all of these items you can get on Amazon, and it's a very light squeeze, so you're not putting a thumb involved with it. A regular pair of scissors uses your thumb. You just want a very light squeeze, and then you're closing it with your finger. Or this is a little loop scissors, and it's the same thing. So everything you have in your kitchen that needs to be opened should be all opened with a pair of scissors that is spring action, spring loaded. And then another area that can openers are another one that you want to get away from the thumb driven one. So either an electric one or get one that's kind of a crank one. So this one's made by Progressive, and it's a ratchet type. And this one is a battery operated, and it opens the outside. But what's nice about it is you just push the button and it starts going around. So that's a suggestion that I recommend. There's all sorts of 5-in-1 jar openers, can openers that help you lift this little thing up and pull it off. That gets the air out of the jar. So the 5-in-1 bottle jar opener is another one that I recommend. So fatter the better. Spare the small joints. Use the larger ones, and avoid static holding of your hands around an object. And that's it.